TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Let's talk about the Memphis territory when you guys went down the USWA. What are your initial impressions of Jerry Lawler?
Okay,
He
never worked Memphis.
You
Yeah, I did Florida, and then I did Charlotte, and then Cactus took me to Japan, and I spent about a year bouncing around the Caribbean with Tyree Pride,
Right.
Haitian Sensation, and all those guys and everything. And then I went to Memphis, and Jerry Lawler has got the reputation and all this and everything. And to be 100% honest with this, if I had to put my soul on the line as far as having the best match that I could ever have against someone, it would be Jerry Lawler.
Pretty much a ring general?
He was the best person at making giant, big guys look good, and then making himself look even better.
Right.
I mean, Jerry...
All at the same time.
All at the same time, yeah. The one of them, I mean, I've had 3 highlights in my wrestling career, and we have been so fortunate being, my dad's a mechanic, my mom's a secretary. His, dad was a newspaper farmer. Yeah, your mom was a teacher.
No,
I don't know. I'm drunk.
That's all right.
Yeah. And, and all this, but thank you. He had to go get his bags at the airport. Glug. Yeah, and, my 3 greatest moments in my wrestling career were, number 1, the night that we sold out Madison Square Garden for the first time in a long time was the night me and him won the tag team titles against Dr. Tom Pritchard, who, in my opinion, was a phenomenal wrestler, but
good teacher.
Him and Steve Kern are probably the best teachers ever. And we had it was just like it was magical. I mean, it was the first night that the place was sold out and everything, and it was the night that Razor and Sean and Kid and all them did their little fuck up thing, and and screwed it all up. But not for us, because then, we won the titles, place went crazy, blah, blah, blah. That's what we'll get back to that story. That was my first. My second was, as Midian, Vince McMahon, being Vince McMahon, having, the faith in me to have, me as his opponent on the match at the pay-per-view the night Owen died.
Right.
I wrestled Vince in a singles match that night. And then Owen's got to go and fuck it up by dying. I love you. Brett and all those guys and everything. But that was my second. And my third was, back to the original question, was 2 days before the millennium in 2000, right after Man in the Moon came out, the whole Jerry Lawler, Andy Kaufman thing, there was our house show at the Pyramid in Memphis. And the main event was like Sean and Hunter and Diesel, blah, 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 whatever it was, and they threw that on like an intermission and everything. And Jerry, being Jerry in Memphis, was the actual last match of the night. And he was scheduled to wrestle somebody, I don't even remember who it was. And he actually told Vince and them, let me wrestle Dennis. And I wrestled him at the main event at the Pyramid, 2 days before the millennium, all that came out and everything, and just tore the house down. And I mean, we both know Jerry, and Jerry has got good and bad qualities and everything. But the one thing you cannot deny about Jerry Lawler is he is a fucking psychological master. I mean, he could literally take you and have a fucking match with him.
Right.
Yeah.
You also got to work with Jeff Jarrett and Robert Fuller down there. What are those guys like?
Well, Robert Fuller was like I say godfather as far as wrestling goes and everything. And as far as godfathers go, I mean, Harley, as far as other stuff that he did for me and everything, is one of them. But Robert Fuller I was dating his daughter at the time in Memphis. He was the one that took me to my first territory and all that stuff and everything. And then me and Jeff met as young kids and all that and everything. Right. And I luckily, not as a tag team, but as a single wrestler, I think that if I had to compare myself to somebody, what my number one major quality was I was awesome at making somebody else look like a fucking superstar. And
we always got tattooed that way. Even when we got together.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did. Robert Fuller brought me to do that and everything. And then when we met, we were, and this might sound cocky and this might sound whatever. But, as far as tag team goes in the history of professional wrestling, WCW, WWF, and all that, just look at the guys. Look at the major names in wrestling. Unfortunately, we were a little bit behind Hogan and all that, but Stone Cold and The Rock and that. And when they needed a time to make this person look good, Stone Cold would ask for us to, let him kick his ass, or let him kick our ass after he kicked our ass and all that.
Yeah,
we were giant, big guys who bumped our fucking asses off,
Paying for it now.
Paying for it now.
Out of all the territories you guys worked, what was your favorite besides WWE?
Well, we only did that and together or me and separate?
Well, separate. You said you went to Japan a little bit. You didn't really talk.
A lot. Yeah.
What company was it for? All or no?
FMW and All Japan. Yeah.
What do you remember working for FMW when Anita and all those guys?
Haven't said. Wow. How far is this like international?
Yeah, people probably see it over there. Yeah,
Oh, let it rip, man.
Having sex with Godwinns' wife while he was out of town. Yeah. Please don't tell him I said that.
Oh, too late, you just did. Hey, Andy, he screwed your wife.
Yeah. Memphis was mine. I was Memphis, born and bred. I was Florida born and bred, and that was it. The opportunity. One of the other greatest things was as a baby, I got to work a tag team match. Me and me and what's his name? The Texas guy with the beard. Oh God, Eric Embry.
Right.
Me and Eric Embry in the tag team match. Me as Leatherface, with Tojo Yamamoto as our manager, against Jerry Lawler and Jackie Fargo. Come on.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah. Oh, and fuck Ric Flair.
Jesse. Memories of Jesse Ventura from WCW?
He was one of our biggest fans, wasn't he?
Yeah. He loved us.
Yeah, he loved us, man. He was, and before that, even before I was a wrestler, I was the biggest, Jesse.
He did the Beach Blast, right? With me and you. And
our I am so sorry, because that's, tag team titles in the Garden, wrestling Vince McMahon and all that stuff. Honestly, the greatest memory I have was Beach Blast in Pensacola, Florida, where they did the thing where they took, names like
Battle
this guy. Battle Bowl, thank you, yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You guys actually got to work each other.
Oh my God, you ought to seen us when we got done with each other.
Yeah, and it was, luckily, Dusty really just planned this out fucking perfectly. Because we were Dusty's, it's like Robert Fuller always said, I've got a stable full of $1 million fucking thoroughbreds who come up lame every day. And then I got 2 fucking $300 mules that will fucking plow all day long. The Battle Bowl, the thing got picked, Rick Rude was the champion at the time. So it was Rick Rude and me against him and Bagwell. And we had this major feud with Bag and Scorpio and everything at the time. And we kept doing the thing, oh, we got to do this and everything. So we were tagging out and that. And then it came to the point where we, got to fight each other. And we didn't work. We did not work at all. We looked at each other and we just, it was like they told us in the locker room.
Smoked up. And
Yeah, he said,
people thought we were really
they
bad.
said it looked like two guys at a bar setting down their beers and just going at it. And that was, yeah, that's still, and how many times did we watch that? Oh my God, remember, now I'll tell you this because I hate this motherfucker.
Go ahead.
What was his name? The dark-haired guy? Eric Bischoff.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, they pulled us aside. We turned out to be their little enforcers, if you will. Mm-hmm. And they had this little German announcer guy who came in and everything, who wanted, he was like bad mouth and everything. So they actually pulled us aside and asked us to beat the crap out of him.
Wow.
On TV. And we had to
Really beat the shit out of it.
That was good. It was good. They actually showed us the videotape back and they did it in slow-mo. So that's cool. Yeah.
Bischoff had you do this, or?
Who did it? I'm sure it wasn't Eric. It was somebody probably.
TitleMatchNetwork.com